One day, Wally and Norval were in the forest playing with a tuba. Bob Goblin grabbed the tuba, took a deep breath, and blew as hard as he could. The noise was so loud, the ground started to shake. All the shaking caused a rock to roll down a nearby mountain. It landed right next to Wally and Norval.
Told you Bob Goblin was the loudest,
said Bob Goblin. He asked if he could keep the tuba, but Wally barely noticed. He was too busy looking at the rock.
I wonder where this rock came from, said Wally. Too bad rocks can't talk.
Then Wally remembered that the day's magic letter was T. He waved his magic stick and said, "Wallykazam, Wallykazalk, let's hear this big rock talk." "How's it going?" said the rock. "I'm Raquel. I've been dying to tell somebody about the really big treasure." Wally gasped. Everyone had heard of the really big treasure, but no one knew where it was. "It's buried at the top of the mountain where I live," Raquel said. "We can go on a treasure hunt and dig it up," said Wally. There was one problem. Raquel couldn't walk. "Just roll me," she told Wally and Norval. They rolled Raquel past a tree where Bob Goblin was playing his tuba. When Bob Goblin heard they were going to look for the really big treasure, his ears pricked up. He hugged his tuba close and whispered,
"We can sneak past them, tuba, and get to the treasure before Wally."
He raced after his friends. Things were rolling along smoothly until Wally, Norval, and Raquel reached a river. How would they get Raquel across without sinking? Wally pulled out his magic stick.
"We just need something Raquel can float on," he said. "Like a tube."
A giant rubber tube appeared under Raquel, and they floated safely across the river. Soon the three friends reached the bottom of the mountain path.
"Let's climb that mountain,"
said Wally. He and Norval tried to roll Raquel up the path, but she was too heavy.
"Maybe we can put you on something," suggested Wally.
"A T word, right?" asked Raquel. "How about a toboggan? It's a big sled." Wally flicked his magic stick and a toboggan appeared.
We could use something to help the toboggan go faster," said Wally.
He waved his stick again.
"Tires!"
Once the toboggan had tires, they were on their way to the treasure. Just then, Bob Goblin appeared.
"What are you doing here?"
asked Wally.
"Trying to get the treasure,"
said Bob Goblin.
"I mean, nothing."
With that, Bob Goblin started running up the path.
"We've got to get there first,"
said Wally. They tried to follow Bob Goblin. When they reached a fallen tree that was blocking the path, Bob Goblin climbed to the other side, but Wally and Norval couldn't get Raquel over it. Wally took out his magic stick.
"We need a hole or a tunnel,"
he said. A tunnel opened in the tree, and Wally and his friends hurried through it. They reached a rope bridge. They tried to cross it, but Raquel was too heavy. The bridge broke. They were falling into a deep ravine.
"We need something soft to land on,"
said Wally.
"How about taffy?"
He waved his magic stick, and they landed safely on a big, gooey pile of taffy. They were safe, but they were also far from the top of the mountain. Luckily, Wally thought of another T word.
"Top!"
he cried. Poof! Wally, Norval, and Raquel were instantly at the top of the mountain. Raquel showed Wally and Norval where the treasure was buried, and Norval started digging.
"I can see the really big treasure,"
said Wally. But just as they pulled it out of the ground, Bob Goblin appeared. He leapt on top of the treasure chest and rode it down the mountain.
"We need to get down this mountain fast!"
cried Wally. He took out his magic stick and used 3 T words to help them. They tumbled, they turned, and they bounced across the river on a trampoline. They caught up to Bob Goblin at the bottom of the mountain.
"Bob Goblin, you didn't find this treasure chest. We did,"
said Wally.
"So we get to see what's inside."
They opened the treasure chest and saw a tiny box at the bottom.
"That's the really big treasure?"
asked Wally. "Sorry I took you guys on that big trip just for that little thing," said Raquel.
"I had a great time. Plus, we met you,"
said Wally. He picked up the tiny box.
"Might as well see what's inside."
He opened the little box. And a giant golden bouncy castle popped out.
"It is a really big treasure,"
said Wally. Wally, Bob Goblin, and Norval all jumped into the castle, but Raquel couldn't jump. Wally had an idea. He waved his magic stick.
"Toss!"
he shouted, and Raquel was magically tossed into the castle. Everyone spent the rest of the day bouncing in the castle. even Bob Goblin and his beloved tuba.